Hello and welcome to episode 166 on the Online Trainers Podcast. Today's topic is, how good are you at making decisions? Hello and welcome to the Online Trainers Podcast, where we go behind the scenes to uncover the latest tactics and strategies top trainers around the world are using to get more clients, dominate their marketplace, and get their clients amazing results. There is absolutely no fluff here. I'm your host, Lynn Trin. Now, coach, please mind my cardio. I'm walking. I think I've been walking for about 20 minutes. And so if I'm huffing and puffing, there's cars around me, then please excuse that. Hopefully no trucks come. But today's topic, super important, is how good are you at making decisions? Because when I started out, I sucked at making decisions. And you and I both know, the key to your success is your ability to make decisions, your ability to follow through on your decisions, right? And I remember a few years ago, when I wanted to start an online business, I wanted to go online. I wanted to leave the gym forever. I wanted to sell off the studios and just move away from everything. I remember the fact that I was thinking about it was more, it took up way more energy than actually doing the thing itself. And I don't know if that's true for you, but I remember when I had my Pilates and physio studio, and I had joint ventured with a couple from Brisbane, an amazing couple, and super cool people. But it just wasn't working out. It just, I was there every single day. And we'll talk about partnerships another time. But it just wasn't working out. One of the reasons why it didn't work out was because we were both the same kind of leaders. We both wanted to be the visionary, right? And when you have both people wanting to be a visionary and you have no implementers, then you fucking don't get anything done, right? And so this partnership kind of went on for about 6 months, went on for about 5 months too long. And I really wanted to get out, but I just didn't know how to break it to them. I didn't want to disappoint. I thought about dragging things on a little bit too long. And I'm sure you can relate. This could come back to your relationship. This could come back to your girlfriend or your boyfriend. This could come back to anything. A lot of the times we've dragged stuff out too long that has been holding us back. And if you think back to your past relationships, let's go there right now. You might have stayed in it for way too long. I think I stayed in my past relationship probably a year too long. And the reality was because I didn't have the guts to make a decision. And the fact that making a decision, I thought, was actually harder than staying in a relationship for another 12 months. That sounds really silly, doesn't it? So, what I then found was that I was starting to become really mediocre. You start to become like everyone else. You start to become fearful the longer you stay in it. Well, now that you've built so much time, not making that decision, it's pretty silly, right? Because the longer I stayed in a relationship, I couldn't break up because I was like, well, man, if I had broken up, I would have broken up 6 months ago. I'm still here. We can make it work. And these things are really, really hard. But what I found the most successful people do, that just sounded really wrong. What I found the most successful people do is that they make decisions really, really quickly. They're like, no, that's cool. We're going to do this. Let's change direction. Let's roll. And what I noticed when I started adopting that mindset, because I'm not sure if you know, but I kind of left Date with Destiny, the 6-day event after the second day. And I was like, I need to make a decision. I need to go. And that's cool. And it really tested me, right? It really allowed me to see how far I went, because the former me would have been like, holy crap, you've just spent a ton of money getting here. You spent a ton of money on accommodations booked. You got your flights booked. You've got a ticket that is expensive that's booked. Stay. And so for me, I knew how far I'd come for me to let go of that when I knew that something else needed to be done. There was two kind of pains, right? The pain of I could just stay here. I could be inside of this amazing seminar and this amazing experience, or I should be home and actually working on the things that are actually going to make me grow. Because I don't know, a lot of the times, I didn't want to be at another seminar consuming when I could have been doing. Yeah. I don't know about you, but if you've been listening to this podcast, all I do is do now, right? So, but the question is really I want you to think about your life and think about all the things that you've kind of put on hold, put off. You've kind of allowed yourself to go down that natural pathway of having to think about it. I'm a perfectionist. I'm conservative. These guys who are perfectionists, who want to do everything right, they as great as it sounds to be a perfectionist, it sucks because you never actually do anything. And as conservative as you want to be, you'll never do anything as well, because if you're conservative, it means you don't like taking risks. And I don't know if you know about the comfort zone and the circle around that comfort zone. You know, the dot with the circle around it. Now, if you don't ever take a step outside of your comfort zone into an area of risk, you'll never grow. And so what happens with people who are conservative, people who are perfectionists, they never grow. And the problem with this is, right, the longer you do something, the better you get at it. Like, I'm going to get you guys to write this down. Like, if you're driving, write this down, right? The longer you do something, the better you fucking get at it. So the longer you don't grow, the longer you stay a perfectionist, the longer you tell yourself that story, the better you'll get at it. So for me, I sucked at making decisions. I remember my former relationship. I would be there. She'd be like, what do you want to eat? I'm like, I don't know. You choose, right? I always gave her the choice. And I gave her the choice. And I told myself I gave her the choice because I was being a nice guy, as most guys do, right? But the reality was I just didn't want to make a decision. I didn't want to displease anybody. I didn't want to please anybody. I just neutral. And when you're neutral, you don't attract anybody, right? So I always gave her the choice, and she got frustrated, and then I got frustrated, and then I ended up making the decision. I was like, fine, I was trying to be nice, but tonight we're having pho, right? So, which led to a lot of pain. But if I had made that decision at the very start, I don't know, for me, it just seems natural now to make decisions. And I think that's a journey to see how far I've come, because I know that when you don't make decisions, when you procrastinate on the thing that you're supposed to be doing, like if you feel like you should be leaving the gym now, then leave the gym, right? If you thought about it, if you thought about doing something, do it now. Like take that action and actually do something with it. Like follow through and actually commit to doing something so you can't go back, okay? You can't just go, all right, Lynn, I'm going to launch my online website, but I'll still train clients. Well, no, because the online website is going to get done after about 12 years and you'll still be training clients. So you have to make a decision that allows you to cut off. For me, that decision, book a flight. We're going from Gold Coast, Melbourne, done. I'm not even going to think about it. Even if I feel bad, the flight's done and I have to go because now I don't want to be stupid, wasting $200 another flight. It's done, right? So I need you to be better at making decisions, because if you are, that way you'll move through life a lot quicker, and that way you'll take a lot of the low negative energy out. Because there's a lot of things I took away from that day with Destiny Seminar, just being there for one day. The thing that I took away was that if you are at low energy, you will fuck up your life. Okay? Low energy states is suffering states. If you're angry, if you're stressed, if you're anxious, if you're depressed, these states will kill you. And by prolonging your decision, you allow yourself to live in those states. You live in a state of anxiety. You live in a state of depression because you didn't have the guts to go, all right, I'm ready. And I think, decision making is a big skill of leaders as well. And if you're truly going to grow your online fitness business, you're going to lead people are going to follow you, then you need to be decisive. That's the first skill. All right. So amongst that rant, really, and I hope this audio is going to be okay with all the cars and the birds. But today's thing is, look, I want you to assess. Are you great at making decisions? And if you suck, what do you need to do? If you suck, what do you need to do to be good at making decisions? What a question that is. What kind of an answer do you think you'll get? If you don't know, it's to take action and to make a decision, because the longer you do something, the better you get at it, okay? So if you're putting off making decisions, you're just going to get better at putting off making decisions, and it's going to be harder. If you're great at it, keep doing it. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Alright, if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes, and feel free to leave a review, and that way I can respond and I can take that on board in developing content to serve you. Now, if you're not a part of the Online Trainers Club on Facebook, please do yourself a favor and be a part of the conversation. That's where I add daily tips, tricks and strategies on how you can build out funnels, how you can get more clients, and ultimately become a better online coach. Thank you for listening.